I wish Google all the best at making a Pixel Watch. That's the best segue I can come up with.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I added Pixel Watch in here. We're seeing rumors again of it potentially coming in 2022. What I kind of found the funniest here is the minute I started reading an article about this, the opening line was like, the original rumors for this were that it was going to come out alongside the Pixel 3 and Pixel 3 XL. So we've been hoping for this for a little while.
Yep.
So let's take rumors with a grain of salt. But there is one big thing here that makes this Pixel Watch a little more believable, and that is in 2021, Google acquired Fitbit, obviously a huge company that makes sport watches.
Okay.
So I guess we're just hoping a little more. I mean, they acquired them in the beginning of 2021. It's probably a little quick, especially with supply chain issues, to get it out by the end of 2021. Next year seems much, much more reasonable. They did a little work with Samsung working on kind of like a collaborative watch this year. But I just want to talk kind of, and like, before when I mentioned this, both of you guys said you wanted a Pixel Watch. I think it's a lot of people want a Pixel Watch.
I want a Pixel Watch. Here's what I want.
Yeah, why?
Okay,
And
so
why?
So the Apple Watch, it's kind of like wanting an Apple Watch for Android. So back in the day, I remember, I don't know what year, but I went to Google I/O and there was a Moto 360. And the Moto 360 was like, honestly, today might still be my favorite smartwatch to wear, just as far as like design. It looked sick. Everyone hated on the flat tire. I thought it was cool. I
missed the flat tire.
I love that thing. So Moto 360 was great. It plugged into Android kind of okay. And then slowly we saw Wear OS get like worse and worse. And then essentially we don't really get good Wear OS watches anymore. And so this question of, well, what if Google made a Pixel Watch to set the bar so we all can like get good Android smartwatches again? And there's like, Samsung has their line, Huawei's got their watch. OnePlus has a watch. They have a watch. But I don't have a Apple Watch for Android premium type, all of the features, optimized, great display, battery life on par, like all that stuff. I don't have that option, and I want one. So I want to remain like cautiously optimistic on the long term. It kind of feels like when we were expecting a really good Pixel phone with like a premium design as soon as they bought HTC.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't right away. Like it's not going to be right away. So I think, maybe in like 2 to 3 years, we can expect like a nice Pixel Watch with like a little tensor chip inside and a nice screen. But I don't think that's anytime soon.
No, yeah. If it comes out in 2022, I'm like excited for it, but I don't see it specifically any watch that comes out will have years to go until it reaches Apple Watch level, because not just is Apple Watch so good and so like meshed in with its entire ecosystem, but the user base on it is crazy. And it seems like so many things people do on the Apple Watch are things like contests or things like all those different achievements that you're sharing with other people or communicating with other people. So it has the user base, which is just something it will have over any Android watch for years and years to come.
Even the hardware, I think.
Yeah.
The Apple Watch's hardware is genuinely really impressive. The haptics on it, like I said, it's my alarm clock. I woke up this morning to like a tap on my wrist instead of like a loud sound. I hate wearing a watch at night, but I love not having an alarm clock because it just, that's all it is. So the haptics are amazing. When
Tesla comes out, he can just tap you on the shoulder.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That would be horrifying. That's like, imagine the sleep paralysis of like a Tesla bot like this. It's the screen. It's great. It's the pressure sensitivity. The battery life is fine. It's like a day and change, maybe a day and a half.
I'm still surprised at how bad the battery. I would consider that bad when you look at stuff like, I guess I'm mostly looking at hiking watches like Garmin, and their battery life is fantastic.
Right. I think it's about equivalent functionality and size. Like a hiking watch does what, 3 things? 4 things? It's tracking.
It tries to do plenty of things.
It tries to do some stuff, but it's definitely larger, and it's giving you really good like location, altitude, and maybe 1 or 2 other things, right? This Apple Watch is like connected to your phone 24/7, delivering you notifications, changing. It's potentially not just Wi-Fi connected, but cellular connected too. It's got obviously the haptics going in. It's connected to a bunch of apps. It's got local memory. It's streaming music. It's got a speaker. It's got Siri. It's got all this stuff, and it's much smaller. And so I'm fine with it lasting comfortably over a day because that means at the end of every day I find some time to plug it in and I'm good. But I'm not complaining about it. If we get longer battery life, that's great with me. I just don't know how quickly a Pixel Watch can go from not existing to matching the Apple Watch. I want to be optimistic, but it's going to be a little bit.
Definitely got that head start if Fitbit's going to be working on a bit, but I guess you also use the example of HTC coming in and not quite nailing it. Yeah, I mean, first I would like it to be circular because I think the square Apple Watch is dumb. You bring up haptics, and that is literally the first thing I noticed when I put an Apple Watch on when we used to do our contests is I would just scroll on it because it's so good. It makes no sense how good that is.
It's really good.
And yeah, the contests and stuff, someone needs to make some sort of app where you can do Apple competitions or just watch competitions between everybody because ultimately it's all recording kind of the same thing. Heart rate is pretty much all it's mostly doing. Heart rate and time and distance through GPS and make some arbitrary score like Apple does in a different contest. And that would be awesome.
Yep.
But yeah, I think this 2022, maybe we'll see it. Will we see it take off in 2022? Probably not. But Adam, is there anything specifically you want out of a Pixel Watch that you don't see out of any other watches?
I just want better Google Fit because I think Apple Health is probably the reason why the Apple Watch is so dominant.
That's a good point.
And Google Fit is very cartoony and cute, but it doesn't really give me any information that's useful.
Yeah.
Like what's a heart point?
Yeah, it's like nice and built in and like great clean UI, but doesn't really tell me anything useful.
Mhm.
This might sound dumb. I just don't know. But do other does Fitbit and stuff work into Google Fit or
Yeah,
it does,
you can
right?
connect right in.
And is it still just heart points then? What is going on? I don't get
think
how some of these companies do some of
They
these
all
things.
have some sort of algorithm to convert the data they're measuring into points because they all like gamifying everything.
Yeah, no, I'm all for that. I'm all for
Which I
points.
love.
It's great. It's making people want to work out. It has made me want to work out.
Yeah.
But there should just be some actual real info in there. Like, do you think all these doctors now know what these points mean? Because how many doctors do you think are going in? It's like, oh, how often do you exercise? Like, I average 79 heart points per day. And the doctor's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think a doctor is interested in how many points you got. But
which is a shame. It could help so much.
Yeah. No, the Apple Watch, you're right. Like Apple Health is extremely detailed. It's not even detailed. It just measures so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's like resting heart rate. Maybe I should go to a doctor. I got a low heart rate notification while I was sleeping because my heart rate went under 40 BPM for more than 5 minutes in a row.
Huh.
And I was like, oh, I didn't even know that happened when I was asleep, but now I know. It measures your blood oxygen. It measures obviously your accelerometer stuff, but if you're running around, how fast you're going, if you're doing a bike ride, how many miles you cover, what your altitude is if you're doing a hike, elevation change during a run. All this stuff is it's constantly measuring all types of info.
Yeah.
As a numbers person, I'm into it.
I would really like to see one of these smartwatch companies partner or license what Whoop is doing because I used Whoop for a little bit. Their numbers are just out of this world. They're so detailed. They're so intense. It's tells you your recovery rates and based on everything. It's awesome, but it's a watch that doesn't show time or anything like that. And that still makes me upset.
Yeah. I like the idea of and I'll end it after this. I just like the idea of one big general smartwatch that gives you here's how long you slept, here's how many miles you walked. But then if you can wear a Whoop for your workout and then have that info dump into the same Google Fit or Apple Health or whatever, then I'd be very happy.
If it was an app in a watch, I don't know if their sensors are anything much different. Imagine you just have the Whoop app in your watch.
True.
And then it just dumps and you don't have to wear another thing.
That would be even better.
Do it. Whoop.
So, hey, thanks for watching this clip. Feel free to leave us a like for wearing these incredibly uncomfortable sweaters.
Yeah, Marquez has been itching the whole time. So definitely give him a like.
It's a lot. Also,
vote on your best in the comments. Best sweater.
Leave a like for mine and a dislike for that one.
Well, that means it won't count mine at all.
It's all
Give me
likes.
a comment.
It's all likes.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, bell notification. Is that it?